Hello there you guys, welcome to one of my videos. Tyrell, Malaysia will fly to Manchester today ahead of completing a move to Manchester United. Fabrizio Romano has said that Tyrell Malaysia will undergo his Man United medical on Monday. Well, he's having the first part of his medical tests today. He's also mentioned, Romano, that Man United have signed the contracts with Feyenoord for Tyrell Malaysia. Tyrell Malaysia has already agreed personal terms with Manchester United. Manchester United will pay an initial €15 million, could rise to €17 million. Tyrell Malaysia will be the first signing for Man United this summer, and he will be the first signing of the Ten Hag era. Tyrell Malaysia was at Feyenoord for a long time. He joined Feyenoord's academy back in 2008 and he broke into Feyenoord's senior squad back in 2017. He is a left back. Now, I want to give you some more news on Cristiano Ronaldo. Manchester United insist that Cristiano Ronaldo is not for sale. Cristiano Ronaldo has asked to leave Manchester United this summer. Not so long ago, he said Ronaldo was unhappy over the lack of progress with transfers. Ronaldo's been linked with Chelsea. He's been offered to Bayern Munich. Roma have been in for him. And Ronaldo's former club Sporting Lisbon have been in for him. You know, Ronaldo began his playing career at Sporting Lisbon. Ronaldo's contract at Manchester United expires next year. There is an option to extend for a further year. He's the highest earner at Man United at the moment. Ronaldo earns £480,000 a week. Manchester United re-signed Ronaldo last year from Juventus. Since Ronaldo re-signed, he's got 18 goals in the Premier League. He has 24 goals in all competitions. Not so long ago, he won the Goal of the Season award and he got named as the Matt Busby Player of the Year. He's got a very good pedigree as a player. You know, Ronaldo's won over 30 trophies in his playing career. That includes 5 Ballon d'Ors. Don't forget, Ronaldo missed Man United's final game against Crystal Palace at the end of last season because he picked up a hip injury. You know the news on Lisandro Martinez. Man United recently made a £37 million offer for Lisandro Martinez. He says Man United have moved ahead of Arsenal in the pursuit of Lisandro Martinez. Lisandro Martinez is hoping for a move to Man United. Basically, Man United are trying to hijack Arsenal's move. Arsenal have made 3 attempts to get Martinez. Ajax have rejected 2 offers from Arsenal. Lisandro Martinez is a defender and he can also be deployed as a midfielder. By the way, Frankie de Jong is not for sale. The Barcelona president has told Man United this. Not so long ago, it said Frankie de Jong was open to joining Man United after a fee was agreed. He said a fee of 56.2 million was agreed, plus add-ons. There again, de Jong did tell Man United and Barcelona that he does not want to leave Barcelona. Don't forget, Barcelona wanted Harry Maguire as part of the Frankie de Jong deal, but Man United rejected this offer. I'd like to see de Jong come to Man United. He would address our deficiencies in that midfield. He's a versatile midfielder. De Jong has been at Barcelona since 2019. Barcelona did get him from Ajax. They paid around 65 million. He's got a contract with Barcelona until 2026. Man United were expecting to complete a transfer for de Jong last Thursday. Erik ten Hag's transfer budget has already been revealed. I think it mentioned that he's got around £100 million to spend this summer. Ten Hag is going to get rid of a lot of players. Well, we've already seen players leave Man United this year. Recently, Dean Henderson joined Nottingham Forest on loan. Dean Henderson is Man United's second choice goalkeeper. Last season Henderson made just 3 appearances. Back in 2020, Dean Henderson signed a contract with Man United until 2025. Henderson's had quite a few loan spells before. He enjoyed 2 successful loans with Sheffield United. Before, he had loan spells with Shrewsbury, Stockport and Grimsby Town. Earlier on this year, we saw Lee Grant retire. Paul Pogba left Man United on a free transfer. Pogba's now gone back to Juventus, so now he's in his second spell with Juventus. Pogba did enjoy around 6 years at Man United. That would after he re-signed. Because don't forget, we had him when he was a lot younger under the Ferguson era, but had to let him go due to limited appearances. Don't forget, Man United did pay 89 million for Paul Pogba back in 2016. So he was the most expensive signing. Earlier on this year, Nemanja Matic left Man United. He joined Roma. Matic is now reuniting with Jose Mourinho. Matic was not one of Man United's first choice midfielders, but despite that, he'd still been given his opportunities. I always had my reservations about Matic. Matic endured around 5 years at Man United. Man United did get him from Chelsea back in 2017 for 40 million. Earlier on this year, Jesse Lingard left Manchester United. Most of the time, Lingard, when he was at Man United, he was classified as a squad player because he didn't get in the team much. Lingard was part of the club though for a long time. He came up our academy and that, and at one point he endured a 4-month loan spell with West Ham. And he made an impact. Juan Mata, he left Man United not so long ago on a free transfer. I'll say the same thing as I said regarding Jesse Lingard. Juan Mata was classified as a squad player most of the time because he didn't get in the team much. Mata was a long-serving player at Man United. He endured around 8 years at the club. He had a good career at Man United. Man United did get him from Chelsea back in 2014. Earlier on this year, Edinson Cavani left Manchester United. When Cavani was a United player, he did have a lot of good games. He had some poor games as well. Cavani did lose his place in the Man United team when Ronaldo re-signed last year. Man United did get Cavani on a free transfer from PSG back in the summer of 2020. So there you go. So they're the players that have left this year. I think I've mentioned them all. But yeah, more players are going to be leaving. Alex Telles, he's on his way out of the club. Telles has endured a difficult time at Man United. Hasn't been given as much opportunities as a lot of United fans expected. There again, he got his opportunities under Rangnick. Well, in fact, he appeared to be our first choice left back under Rangnick. That's only because Luke Shaw wasn't available. Phil Jones, he's on his way out of the club as well. Jones is inconsistent and he's not one of our first choice centre-halves. He's only made 3 or 4 Premier League appearances since January 2020. Jones has endured around 11 years at Manchester United, so he has been a long-serving player. He's been with us since the Ferguson era. His contract at Man United expires next year. Eric Bailly, I initially thought he was going to be leaving. Now, he's probably not going to be leaving this year. Because it has said that Fulham want Eric Bailly on loan with an option to buy, but sources close to the player have said that Eric Bailly is not interested in going anywhere. He wants to fight for his place at Manchester United. Eric Bailly is not one of our first choice centre-halves. But Bailly is a good centre-half. My concern about him is injury prone. Bailly's got 2 years remaining on his contract. Man United got him from Villarreal back in 2016 for 30 million. Brought him in under the Jose Mourinho era. Bailly has made 113 appearances for Man United and scored just 1 goal. Aaron Wan-Bissaka, I think he's also on his way out of the club. Last time I read up, it said Crystal Palace were interested in signing him on loan. Well, Bissaka was at Crystal Palace before he came to Man United. And Wan-Bissaka was not our first choice right back when we had Ralph Rangnick. You know, Diego Dallo was our first choice right back under Rangnick. Bissaka's not good enough. There is aspects of his game that I've got to improve. He's attacking these to improve. His positioning's got to improve. His crossing's got to improve. So there you go, but I think defensively most of the time he's been very good. Pisaka's endured 3 full seasons at Man United. Man United got him in a deal worth 50 million from Palace back in the summer of 2019. I think Diego Dalot is on his way out of the club, but he probably will leave next year. I think he'll stay for this year as a backup. To be fair, Dalot had good games when we had Rangnick, but he's not a great player overall, is he? At one point, he had a loan spell with AC Milan. Reflecting on that, he gained some experience. We got Dalot from Porto. Man United paid around 19 million for him. His contract at Man United expires next year. Man United are looking to sell Anthony Martial to raise funds. Don't forget, last season Martial was out on loan with Sevilla. Andres Pereira, we're looking to get rid of him permanently. I'm hearing that Andres Pereira wants a permanent move to Flamengo. Well, last season Andres Pereira was out on loan with Flamengo. At one point, Pereira had a loan spell with Lazio. Marcus Rashford, he could leave next year if he doesn't pick up form and he doesn't stop getting injuries. He won't leave this year though, because Rashford's already said he wants to stay at Man United. Earlier on this year, he rejected a move to Tottenham. Rashford is a good young player overall, but for me, hasn't been the same player since he had that operation on his shoulder. He missed the first 2 months of last season with that shoulder problem. Rashford's contract at Man United expires next year. He has been part of the club for a long time, came up our academy. He's been a United player since the age of 7 and he broke into our senior squad back in 2016. Luke Shaw, if he doesn't pick up form and doesn't stop getting injuries, I think he could leave next year. I'm saying the same thing as I just said regarding Rashford. Luke Shaw's a good left back overall. I think the best season he endured was the season before last. He's probably had around 2 good seasons out of the 8 or 9 seasons he's been at Man United. He's injury prone. Shaw's contract at the club expires next year. Lindelof, I reckon he's on his way out of the club next year. I think Fred will leave next year. Harry Maguire, he will probably leave next year as well. I'm hearing that he's not going to be leaving this year now. He said he's going to be staying. I think Maguire held talks with Eric Ten Hag over the Man United captaincy. Throughout the course of last season, the vast majority of Man United fans were demanding for the captaincy to be taken off Harry Maguire, because he's not a leader. Maguire's been at Man United for around 3 years or so. Man United got him for 80 million, so we overpaid for him. He's the most expensive centre-half in the world at the moment, and he's the second most expensive signing at the club. Tuanzebe, he's on his way out of the club as well. He's now back at Man United. Last season he was out on loan with Villa. Well, he endured 3 loan spells with Aston Villa. So there you go. There's also going to be players staying at Man United. I can assure that David De Gea will be staying for as long as he can. David De Gea was absolutely sensational last season. Don't forget, David De Gea got named the Players' Player of the Year. He's won everything domestically at the football club. He's made over 500 appearances for Man United in all competitions. You know, De Gea's contract at Man United expires next year. There's an option to extend for the further year. He earns around £375,000 a week. And he's enjoyed around 11 years at Man United, so he's been a long servant. He's been with us since the Sir Alex Ferguson era. Man United did get David De Gea from Atletico Madrid back in 2011. Raphael Varane, he will be staying at Man United. He needs at least another season, does Varane. I thought last season he had his good games, he also had his bad games as well. He hadn't done as well as a lot of United fans and people in general expected, but like I say, he needs time. You know, don't forget Varane's had quite a few injuries since he came at Man United. Varane needs a world-class centre-half alongside him, and then we'll get the best out of him. Because Varane and Maguire in our back line don't complement each other. Because you've got a good centre-half and an inconsistent centre-half. But Varane, you know, he's regarded as one of the best centre-halves in the world. He's highly experienced. He's got a good pedigree behind him as well. Because look at the amount of trophies he won when he was at Real Madrid. And he was a long-serving player at Real Madrid. He was at Real Madrid for around 10 years. Man United signed Varane last year. Scott McTominay, I think he'll also stay at Man United. He is inconsistent, but I think he needs time because he is still young. McTominay's played a hell of a lot of games alongside Fred in the centre and midfield, and they do not complement each other. The best games I recall Scott McTominay having at Man United was the 6-2 win against Leeds, because he scored twice in that game, played well in the 5-1 win against Leeds on the opening day of the season, and he played very well against Aston Villa in the Cup. McTominay's been part of the club for a long time. Back in 2020, he committed his future to the club because he signed a 5-year contract. Bruno Fernandes will also stay at Manchester United. I thought Fernandes was very poor last season. We've struggled to get the best out of Fernandes since Ronaldo re-signed for the club, but before Ronaldo came, we was getting the best out of Fernandes. Despite Fernandes being poor last season, he's still a great player overall, and he's one of Man United's best players. One of the best signings we made since Ferguson retired. Earlier on this year, Fernandes signed a new contract with Man United until 2026. He now earns around 240 grand a week. Fernandes has been a United player for over 2 years. Man United got him from Sporting Lisbon back in January 2020. Predominantly an attacking midfielder. I think Donny van der Beek will stay at Manchester United. He's now back at Man United because obviously last season he was out on loan with Everton. Donny van der Beek obviously didn't get his opportunities under Solskjaer and that. So that's the reason we loaned him out. I'm very convinced though that Van der Beek will get his opportunities under Ten Hag. But when Van der Beek played under Solskjaer and that, he just showed how good he can be. So Solskjaer should have played him on a regular basis, but he didn't. But now obviously we've let some midfielders go, we can play him more often. Man United got Van der Beek from Ajax in a deal worth 40 million. Anthony Elanga, he will stay at Manchester United. You know, Elanga's very young. He had some good games last season. He had some poor games as well. Don't forget, last season, Elanga got racially abused on social media because he missed a decisive penalty against Middlesbrough in the Cup. I totally disagreed with him getting racially abused. Elanga, don't forget, signed a contract with Man United until 2026. He joined Man United's academy at the age of 12. That Garnacho will stay at Man United as well. He looks a good young player, but I haven't got a great deal of a perception on him yet. I think he came on in Man United's final game against Crystal Palace. We've got Hannibal Mejbri, I think he'll stay, he's only young. He made his first start in the final game against Crystal Palace at the end of last season. He started on that left-hand side. So there you go. And you know the news regarding Mason Greenwood. Not so long ago it said that Mason Greenwood's bail had been extended following a court hearing. Mason Greenwood got arrested back in January on suspicion of rape, assault and making threats to kill. So yeah, Greenwood has been suspended by Man United since January. I think Greenwood's career at Man United is officially over. It's a shame because, you know, he looked a good young talent. You know, Greenwood made his senior debut for Man United back in 2019. Joined Man United at the age of 7, and at one point he signed a new 4-year contract. So there you go. But Ten Hag, he is aware that he's got expectations to exceed. You know, if he doesn't exceed expectations, you know, it ain't going to work out for Ten Hag, is it? But I've got a lot of faith in Ten Hag. He's a good manager. You've got to admire what he did at Ajax. You know, Ajax, he won Dutch Cups, he won Eredivisie titles, developed the young players well, and revert back to 2019. He got Ajax to the Champions League semi-finals. He was the Ajax manager for around 5 years. I'm hoping Ten Hag at Man United can replicate what he did at Ajax. You know, earlier on this year, Ten Hag got officially appointed in as the new Man United manager. He replaced Ralph Rangnick, didn't he? Ten Hag's got a contract with Man United till 2025. There's an option to extend for a further year. You know, Mitchell van der Gag and Steve McLaren are working alongside Ten Hag. So anyway guys, that's everything to update you with. Drop your comments, likes below on the channel if you do consider subscribe as always, and take care. God bless. See you all again very soon.